I think he's a Cyril up. Has there ever been a 3-time weight class champion? Fucking dream. Comes here as a tire shop, alcoholic, quits that. Super loaded, all the fame. I love Alex. You want to talk about the American dream, bro? That's Alex. He's a 6'4" giant, angry Brazilian. We look at Alex, I'm like, yeah, you're Brazilian, dude, but you're also American. We've accepted Alex because Alex is a American.
Him versus Cyril Gane, that's very interesting.
For sure. And I know the power is going to translate over to heavyweight. That's not going anywhere. He'll be able to flatline heavyweights.
100%, especially with zero weight cut.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win between Alex and Gane?
Ooh, let the better win. But I believe Alex can do that. When I saw him, like, his weight is going up. He's strong enough to, and in a stand-up, I believe he will be better. But Gane is a lot of movement.
Who do you want to fight next after this?
Let's be focused for the next week. That's the problem of many fighters, when they think too much earlier.
But who is the contender, the next contender? Not alive?
I really don't care.
You have a very soothing voice.
Thank you, thanks.
Saw you flying on a private jet with Alex Pereira, then you were training with Alex Pereira. How is heavyweight Alex Pereira looking?
He is looking great, and actually I'm very excited to see the fight. His fight against Cyril Gane. I respect both of them. I think that they both are legendary fighters, and it's gonna be amazing to watch.
Did you guys spar at all? Were you competing with Emilia?
No way.
Alex Pereira out here, because Alex Pereira has the power to really change things. And listen, he is definitely, your confidence is at his all-time high. Listen, no one can tell you anything about your abilities and what you can or can't do. Because if that was the case, then we felt this way when Alex Pereira said he was wanting to go to light heavyweight. We felt this way. We don't know how he would do. Now he dominated that weight class. So I'm not going to feel that way about him going to heavyweight, especially when that heavyweight division right now is kind of struggling with the depth in the talent that they have. So I think this is a good thing for that heavyweight division to throw Alex Pereira in the mix there. Now you've got Tom Aspinall. Now you've got Cyril Gane. You've got Alex Pereira. Not to mention you've got Waldo Acosta. So there's guys there. You still got Curtis Blades in there. There's guys there. So I get it. I like it. But listen, this card, I like it.
Cyril Gane. Imagine he eye poked Pereira just for fun, not for fun, but you know what I mean. What happens?
I could see Gane eye poking Pereira and Pereira doing, the Jamal Hill thing where he calls off the ref.
And then sleeps him.
And yeah, Cyril Gane, people are talking about this. The infinite title shot glitch.
Alex Pereira's opportunity to become a 3-time world champion, weight class world champion, whatever, against Cyril Gane. It's almost perfect for the UFC, for Pereira's story. It's a kickboxing fight with 4-ounce gloves on in the heavyweight division. Like, that's what it's gonna be.
Proton, bro. I think it'll be a fun fight. I think Gane shoots on Proton, though. A lot of people think it's just gonna be kickboxing, but I think Gane might try and switch it up for him, like how Francis Ngannou did to Gane. Tripped him out, confused him a little,
Oh my goodness, Pierre was a good-looking heavyweight. When he's put this size on, he's one of those guys that get lucky. You don't know what your body's gonna do. Your body might put it all in the midsection. It might put it all in your ass. You don't know. But he got it just like they took 8 pounds. It was like they just painted it equally up and down. Every bit of him is about 2 ounces bigger. That's where he got his 8 to 10 pounds. Just a good-looking heavyweight. And now I see these guys, though, and they both look good. But they're within 5 pounds of each other. I asked Cyril's coach, what does he weigh? About 253. He's gonna come in about 246, 248. I asked Pierre's coach, hey, what does he weigh? Right here, right now, 250. That puts him within 2 pounds of what Cyril weighs. Oh, and by the way, they're gonna pull him down to about 240. So now you're talking about them weighing in 6 to 8 pounds apart. That's the same thing. You weigh 6 more pounds than a guy, you weigh the same thing as that guy. And that becomes truer and truer the heavier you go. I can just tell you seeing these guys, looking at these guys weigh the same. And by the way, it's a lot. These guys are the same height. And by the way, it's tall. These are 2 big, good-looking heavyweights.
Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane, someone that you fought and you've beaten before. What do you think Alex Pereira needs to do to beat Cyril?
I don't know. I think Cyril has more to here, and then Alex Pereira has his own style. Yeah. Cyril Gane has his own style. For me, and I might be wrong, but it's not a good matchup for Alex Pereira in terms of style. Basically, if he's moving up to the division and how to face a heavyweight that is even lighter than light heavyweight, lighter or on his feet, of course.
So do you favor Cyril?
Yeah, I do.
the combat sports world is genuinely struggling to process what's happening right now. 5-5, the matchup that nobody on the planet had on their radar, is officially booked, and the entire fight community is scrambling to make sense of it. Alex Pereira and Ciryl Gane are stepping into the same cage, and the venue itself tells you just how massive this thing has become. Top 5, they're fighting at the White House. Read that sentence again because it really did happen. A striking duel between two of the most decorated stand-up fighters from completely separate combat backgrounds, taking place on the lawn of the most recognizable address in the United States, is now confirmed reality. When the announcement first dropped, plenty of people honestly thought it was some kind of elaborate joke or a rumor that would fall apart within a few days. That didn't happen. The fight is real, the location is real, and now the analysis is pouring in from every corner of the sport. What makes this so wild is that almost nobody had these two names mentioned in the same sentence just a few months ago. Pereira built his legacy-demolishing opponents inside the octagon with that surgical kickboxing approach, while Gane has been carving his own path as one of the smoothest movers ever to step into the heavyweight division. Two completely different fighting philosophies, two completely different career arcs. 5-5, and now they're crossing paths in a venue that has never hosted anything remotely like this before. The experts who get paid to break down fights for a living are already locked in heated debate, and the camps are split right down the middle. Some analysts are pounding the table for Pereira, pointing to that one-punch knockout power that has finished elite competition with frightening ease. Others are firmly in Gane's corner, arguing that his footwork, his ability to circle out of danger, and his elite cardio give him every tool he needs to make Pereira look ordinary across a 5-round war. The question echoing through every fight podcast and every social media thread is essentially the same. 5, can Pereira land the kind of bomb that ends nights early? Or will Gane glide around the cage and pick him apart from angles Pereira has never seen before? Nobody can give a confident answer right now. 5, and that uncertainty is exactly what's making this booking feel so electric in the build-up.
They had to make do what they have. They would have loved to have Jones on there, but I hope Alex wins. That's crazy. At 3 times, yeah. Gane's no joke, and Gane can dance around him. Gane's slick to knock him out as well. Well, I think Alex can knock him out too.
While Pereira and Ciryl Gane prepare to throw down for the interim heavyweight championship, Fight 5 veteran voice Chael Sonnen has stepped forward with a perspective that's making a lot of people pause and really think about what's at stake here. 5 Sonnen isn't just looking at the fight itself. He's looking at the much bigger picture. 95 and what he sees has serious implications for the entire heavyweight landscape going forward. C5. His core argument is something that fight fans really need to sit with for a moment. If Pereira walks out of that White House cage with the interim belt wrapped around his waist, the path to a unification bout with Tom Aspinall might not be as straightforward as everyone assumes. There are no guarantees in this sport. 5 and Sonnen has been around long enough to know exactly how these situations tend to unfold. The reasoning behind his take actually makes a lot of sense once you break it down piece by piece. SETI 5 title unification fights in the modern era have a strange habit of falling apart for reasons that have nothing to do with the fighters themselves. Promotional disagreements get in the way. Injuries pop up at the worst possible moments. Contract negotiations stall out. Sometimes the timing just never lines up, and what should have been the biggest fight in the division quietly disappears into the background while everyone moves on to the next storyline. Sonnen has watched this exact pattern play out more times than he can count. 5, and he's warning fans not to get too comfortable assuming the Pereira versus Aspinall showdown is a done deal. Just because the interim title is on the 5 line, here's where his analysis gets really interesting. If that unification matchup never actually materializes, E5, the interim championship being decided at the White House, would essentially become the real heavyweight championship in the eyes of most fans. My 5, the title that was supposed to be a placeholder, could end up carrying all the weight, all the prestige, 5, and all the historical significance that the undisputed crown was meant to hold. That's a massive shift in how this fight should be viewed. What looks on the surface like just another interim title scrap could quietly transform into the defining moment for the entire heavyweight division. Sonnen's point isn't that this will definitely happen. His point is that it could happen, and the longer the unification bout gets pushed back, the more likely that scenario becomes. The biggest fight in the sport could be slipping away in real time while everyone is focused on the spectacle in front of them. That perspective adds an extra layer of intensity to everything surrounding Pereira and Gane. Whoever raises their hand at the end of that night might not just be walking out with an interim belt. 5, they might be walking out as the man who effectively rules the heavyweight division for the foreseeable future, whether the unification fight ever happens or not. The stakes just got significantly higher than the casual fan probably realizes, a 5, and that's exactly the angle Sonnen wanted people to start thinking about before fight night arrived.
I mean, there is good possibility that that interim belt gets promoted to undisputed at some point. Now the other side of the coin, if you can't, let's just say Alex wins, right? And I'm not trying to pan surreal, but for the sake of the hypothetical that we're laying out here, let's say that Alex wins and you can't end up making the fight with Tom. Whether Tom's hurt or Tom's going down a dangerous road that I've seen before. It's a very dangerous road where I want to fight anybody. I can't believe this. You're the promotion. Bring me that guy. I deserve him. Bring me that son of a bitch. Make him do it. You got a contract with him. Lock us in the cage and let us do this. And that attitude has now...
So now the floor opens up to the audience watching at home. This is the moment where your voice actually matters in the conversation. Who's getting their hand raised when the cage door swings open at the end of the night? Is it Pereira walking through Gane with that brutal kickboxing arsenal he's spent his entire career perfecting? Or does Gane use his movement, Spit 5, his timing, and his ability to control distance to outclass the Brazilian striker over the course of 25 grueling minutes? Drop your prediction down in the comments section, because the conversation in there is going to be fascinating leading up to fight night. Tell everyone exactly how you see this thing unfolding, whether you think it ends in the first round with a single shot, not 5, or whether you see it going the full distance with a razor-thin decision. And while you're down there sharing your thoughts, I5, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button so the next breakdown lands right in your feed the moment it goes live. The coverage on this fight is far from finished, and there's a mountain of analysis still coming as we get closer to the date. From training camp updates to behind-the-scenes drama, from expert predictions to last-minute betting line movements, a 5, every piece of the puzzle is going to get covered right here on the channel. Stick around, because the build-up to this one is shaping up to be just as wild as the fight itself. The truth is, this matchup has the potential to completely rewrite the future of the heavyweight division. Careers will be made or broken inside that cage. 5, legacies will be defined by what happens over those 25 potential minutes. The winner walks away with something that goes far beyond a championship belt, E5, and the loser has to figure out how to climb back up a mountain that suddenly looks impossibly steep. Stay locked in with the channel, because moments like this don't come along very often in combat sports, and you're not going to want to miss a single update as the story keeps developing.